We can talk about exciting Monday Night Football very briefly. Can I tell you my favorite thing about the game last night? When Rashee Rice got the taunting penalty, in his defense, I think he was legitimately, it looked like he was trying to throw the ball to the ref. I thought. Maybe not.
You're a former player, so yeah, you're gonna side with him. But yeah, continue.
And then the broadcast just put up his felony stats.
Unbelievable! They had that ready. They were like, okay, just wait for him to get flagged for something. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it was like the Tyreek Hill Thursday Night Football when they were. I just thought that was funny. Someone was just hot on the button, ready for that.
Yeah. They're waiting for some stupid penalty for him to get. He had a defense there. He had plausible deniability, but it's one of the things. Once you get a reputation, it's just you're not going to get any benefit of the doubt there. That might have been the highlight of the game. To be honest,
I thought it was just hit the other player's helmet so perfect. It was like doink, and then I don't know. Anything else stand out for you from Monday Night Football, Nate?
No, the Chiefs are rolling now, and I know as you feel like it's passe. It's trite to be like, oh, they're good, but they're good. It's they're the stats I look at. They're a top 5 offense. They're scoring on over half their drives right now, which is ridiculous. This is the highest they've scored on their drives, 51% since 2018, which was Mahomes' first year. Their run game's solid. It's not explosive, but the passing game's getting explosive now, and Mahomes is pushing the ball, and then Spags is Spags. So and the DBs are getting sorted out. So. We did power ranking shows on Football 301, and I was like, yeah, Chiefs are number 1 for me. And I want to be different, and I want to go in a different direction, but it's like they just have the formula. It's just, and which is, God,
and they've
been
there before. They have the pedigree. They have, and it just you look at the Chiefs from last night, and I'm part of the whole just a little sick of it, but you have to respect that they're playing great. Obviously a completely different team than the beginning of the year, getting their guys healthy, getting, Rashee Rice, who I was just talking about, getting him back. Here's a stat that, I was looking at for him. Patrick Mahomes, when targeting Rice, since Rice entered the NFL, 127.1 rating, 79.5% completion, 11 TDs, 1 interception, 9.2 yards per attempt. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. Right. And Rice is so different than when I thought he was going to be coming out of SMU. Why he dropped was because of the character stuff, really. But he was at SMU. He was like a vertical ball winner, dunk artist, and then now he's like a yak god. Yeah. And so it's kind of funny how they kind of change from college to the pros. But Tyquan Thornton's been good for them, just in his role. Xavier Worthy now gets to slot down and be more of a secondary receiver, which is better for him. It's kind of hard for him to be a featured guy. Kelce, Travis is kind of entering his last year he became a better blocker, kind of dad bod blocker, and then now this year he's kind of, the blocking wasn't for me, so I'm going to go back into catching passes, but now
he looked kind of fast in the open field on that one he slipped out. I mean, he did not avoid, I can't remember who it was, but he got cut down pretty. He tried to make one move, and it was wha! He got him. But.
It's still, but now it's more rather an all-time receiving tight end. Now he's a good receiving tight end, but still, it's when they have all these other guys, it works for them. So even with Pacheco being out, it's just I don't know. I just trust this team so much, just coaches and Mahomes.
Yeah, and then I guess the big conversation is, since they're coming on. One thing I was kind of curious to hear about from you is trade deadline approaching. Do you see a world in which the Chiefs try to acquire, any sort of talent? They seem like they've become a lot more complete lately. Yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 pieces that could really seal the deal for them. Anyone you think they might be interested in, or any position in specific?
Yeah, I think every team should be calling the Dolphins and just being like, who's available?
Give us what you got.
Yeah, who do you like the least? Let's rank them. All right, let's talk about those ones. Because Dolphins have talented guys, like Jalen Phillips or Bradley Chubb or, even Zach Seiler. But I think those guys, like a true edge rusher, which is so hard to find anyways, but I think that would really put them over the top defensively. Offensively, the O-line is actually good. It's one of the, even with Simmons kind of going through his personal stuff, they still have Kingsley Suamataia is playing really well. I thought maybe a running back for them, even with now Pacheco's out too.
Yeah. I've been looking in Miami. They might,
right? I know.
Sick. Yeah.
And the other one was Kamara from the Saints, Alvin Kamara, who's having a weird year. I don't know. He's like, oh, I want to retire here, and then I'm fine with losing and stuff like that. And then when I watch, he's like worse in pass protection now, which has never been a thing for him. So like that's a guy though going to the Chiefs would just be a magical fit, I think. So that would be maybe a boost at running back, but it's still a fine run game. It's just not very explosive right now. Maybe Brashard Smith brings them that, but that's what I looked at. Maybe an edge rusher, maybe a running back.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the general consensus. We talked about Miami trying to deal some of their edge rushers too, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen in the last week. But I think the most exciting thing, like that game, the Monday Night Football game, did not get my dick that hard. Just being honest with you.
Me either. I live for football, and I was like, I'm good here.
Yeah.
Multi-view was on.
Yeah.
World Series and Monday Night Football was on.
Amen, dude. But I do want to say, like, I have been liking a lot of the wrinkles that the Commanders have been doing with their like quarterback run game. A lot of the gap scheme stuff is pretty creative, especially out of shotgun. I feel like, you know how it is. I was a fucking early down nose guard in the NFL. There's only so many times you can see belly open or zone read before you're just like, this is the most boring play in the world. It's run 15 times a game. So it's fun to see the gap scheme with the exotic polars and Mariota trying to hurdle dudes for no reason, you know.
Competitiveness.
Yeah. But I guess just looking ahead for the Commanders, they're playing the Lions in next week, which I don't know if anyone feels too good about. But the Chiefs have an exciting game coming up. Nate, how are you feeling about that AFC matchup?
The Bills, for me, are a hard team to kind of figure out because the passing game, it can be a little tight because they don't really have that speed guy, but the run game is freaking awesome. So it's and I think they have to almost get the Bills almost have to get more basic in a way, like get their best looks are when they have a fullback on the field, which is so funny. Reggie Gilliam. Which is so funny. Right. I know. And it's kind of like when you have Josh Allen, you have a freaking dragon at quarterback. You're like, no, spread it out. Let him go to work. And it's like, actually be simpler and it will work out for you guys. And then, but their defense, man, they're a little tough against or not in a good way. They're bad against the run. They're wholly in a bad way.
And Ed Oliver just got injured
out.
his bicep. That's going to be a huge loss for the Bills defensively.
So
I think this will be this will still be a pretty exciting matchup. NFL is gonna plug the fuck out of it. I think.
Oh yeah.
Looking at the slate next week, I was actually wrong. The Commanders are playing the Seahawks. Still, I'm feeling better about the Seahawks than that. That's another primetime game. And then the following week they have the Lions. But Chiefs Bills will be a fun one to watch. I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes is just always a marquee matchup.
Yeah, it's the Bills just can't stop the run, and you can't be a contender if you can't stop the run. That's the long and the short of it. Is my evaluation. They going into last week, they were allowing the highest explosive run rate in NFL history.
I'm ready.
It was like
15%.
McDermott,
I'm ready, bro. I'm doing Squat-tober. Come get your boy.